Thanks, Godfrey. Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has welcomed the return of Siminalayi Fubara, saying the Rivers governor is returning to the rainbow where it started. Speaking after inspecting ongoing road projects, including the Nnamdi Azikiwe Road interchange and the Gadua Bridge Link Road in Abuja, Wike says he and Fubara would work together to deliver Rivers State for President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election. He also pledged that all abandoned FCT projects will be completed, with the roads under inspection scheduled for delivery by December.
Once you make mistakes, and what's important that you realize that you have made a mistake and you correct it. That's what's important. It's only like it's only God that forgives sin. In politics, there's no sin. Just for you to realize that, look, I don't think I am taking the right step. Yes, made it to the public to say that he has come back to where he started from. Receiving with all good minds, nothing to hide. And I have a leadership that says continue with projects that are very important to the development of the city, with projects that are very important to change the landscape of the city, with development that will try to improve the economy of the city. That's why everybody's happy with what is happening in Abuja.
So for the people that were all about Fubara and that were saying that Wike does not have the right to tell him, what to do and how to govern River State, I wonder what they will be saying now. Because don't forget, the foundation is what Fubara has returned to. And that's why they tell you that the foundation is everything. If the foundation is based on Wike and Wike structure, how far do you think you can go without Wike and Wike's structure? So it's not a matter of who is right or wrong at that point, because how did you get there in the first place? I think that's something that people need to understand. So, but the thing is that the promising of River State or promising that they will deliver River State, or just whether they promise or not, but just even saying it that they are going to deliver River State, how is that possible that you're promising or you are banking on a state that has so many people with so many, different opinions and even so many different communities, and you're just saying that you deliver the state, or the River State will go for the president, the current president? How is that possible? Because these are people that have to make their own choices. Now we understand this thing of unless you're trying to just tell people that there will be rigging automatically. Is that what they're trying to say? So does it mean that this whole thing is no longer being hidden? You can say you will make sure that the presidency or the ruling party has maybe the structure in the state, or do campaign or make things easier, but you cannot just promise victory. You can't promise victory. How will you promise victory? Are you going to make up the minds of people on who to vote for? That's just something that I think it's very surprising when we hear some things like that. You're not going to promise victory for something that you do not know how it's going to end. But unfortunately, we can say all these things, but we understand how sometimes politics is played in Nigeria. It's not like we don't know how they do some magomago in some places, but um, and the magomago sometimes is being done if the people allow them to do it. If the people allow magomago to be done, it will be done. Sometimes people, if you believe that most of you voted the same way and you realize that there will be some foul play, you can all, protest. Not violently, of course. You can all go to the places where they are collating, maybe stand outside or at the gate, and so that they will all see that truly the crowd or the majority voted for this particular politician. So, or candidate. So that's what we should. I think that's the way people can push back. There's always something for people to do. You can do your own counting. It might not be regarded as the official, but it will be, people will believe it, because if people can see, You can do your own counting and record it. Don't just say that we've counted, we were this. No, you can also do your count by recording, counting people even, and putting it on record. So that if tomorrow they tell you that that place they got 20,000 votes for you don't know who, you can say, okay, but we counted and look at the video. These people, the entire population here was about 15,000. How come you're saying that you got 20,000 for just one candidate? So there are several things people can do to in an environment where they feel like there will be so much electoral malpractices. There's so much people can do. We cannot just stay there and say, oh, there's nothing we can do. There's so much people can do. So, but for Fubara, going back to Wike, obviously the foundation, that is where he returned back to. Say, so that's the thing. He has returned to where he's from, and there's nothing you can do about that. People were hoping that he will break away. Some people were thinking he will break away and be rebellious and form his own and all of that. I think that would have only been possible if he had gotten to that position by himself or with the people, him and the people and with himself. But since it's not just the people, it was some part of the people, and mostly it was the foundation and the structure, of Wike. So what do you expect? What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? So guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Please like this video if you haven't, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will see you next time.